Come on, PSG. Champions League final is tonight, and I am it's pretty clear who I'm supporting. I'm not going to be able to take it if Arsenal win. I'm not going to be able to take their fans if they win. They already think they're the greatest team to ever have played in the Premier League. Can you imagine if they win the Champions League? They'll be talking about themselves like that we're the best team in Europe of all time. So yes, I know I'm English, but no, I will not be supporting the England team. I'll be supporting the French team. Up the PSG. Today we're going to be talking about that, but we're also going to be talking about Arne Slot, who has lost his job today at Liverpool. Big news just before the Champions League final. Before we get into it, do me a big favour and hit the subscribe button, especially if you've returned to watch this video and you've watched my previous stuff. It means you like it, but you're not hitting subscribe. Just hit subscribe. It really helps my channel and it'll really help you see the stuff first. And I know that's what you really want. Let's start with Arne Slot. So he came in to Liverpool first season. I feel like he adopted a very good team. At the same time as Man City having a dip in form. The season previous to that, Klopp's final season, Man City just didn't look like they were ever going to lose. So bit of a tough pill for Klopp to swallow. He leaves in the next season. City go into a transition period and have been for the last 2 years. He comes in that first season and wins. They win the league comfortably. They win the league well and deservedly so. And everyone thought, okay, he's slotted in. See what I did? He slotted in really well after the Klopp years, and Liverpool are just going to continue to be a team challenging for the title. As we know, this is football. That doesn't always happen. This season, unfortunately, I think sadly the death of Diogo Jota at the start of the year probably played a big part in Liverpool's fortunes this season. Obviously, Isak got injured early on. His form was variable from that point. There was a lot of things that went against them this year. You know, I can only imagine what a death of a friend can do to a dressing room. They must have been devastated, and that probably affected their performance. I don't want to. I'm sure they'll say not, but it's likely, right? It's likely that did happen. Isak's injury was going for them, and then they had a few injuries. And they had quite a few injuries for the course of the season, and that does take its toll. Pair that with Salah getting older. Van Dijk might not be what he was a couple of years ago since that injury. So all these things manifest. They still finished fifth, though. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like it was a disastrous season for them. But maybe for Liverpool standards, they saw it as a disastrous season. I am a little bit surprised they fired him, to be honest. I thought they'd give him another year because he kind of steadied it a little bit towards the end. But they did drop a lot of points. They did against a lot of teams that they definitely should have been winning against. So they took the choice to part ways with Slot. What I do wonder is, though, if they were going to part ways with Slot and they knew they were going to, it surprises me that they didn't do it earlier, or at least make a phone call to Xabi Alonso. He's a Liverpool legend. I bet he would have wanted to go to Liverpool over Chelsea if you asked him the question. And it just amazes me how no one went, we're going to get rid of Slot. Should we do it? Should we call Xabi? I hear he's got... No, don't worry about it. We'll do that later. Oh, he's gone to Chelsea now. They should have got... I think if they were going to go that way, they should have snapped him up straight away. But maybe they didn't want him. Maybe that's not the direction they wanted to go in. I think it's a little bit crazy how Xabi Alonso became available. If they knew they were going to get rid of Slot, it amazes me how no one thought, let's give him a call. Signed to Chelsea now. We'll wait to see. Irola's the leading candidate to replace Slot. We'll see how it goes in the next couple of days. But now that's Slot gone. That's Guardiola gone. And Chelsea have gotten Xabi Alonso. So that's 3 new managers in the Premier League. So we've got Arteta. Is Arteta the longest serving manager in the Premier League now? I can't think of anyone. I think he is now the longest serving manager in the Premier League. And here's the thing I was thinking. So there's been a transitional change in this last year or two on who's the best, who the team's fighting for the league. For a little while now, it was Man City and Liverpool. Arsenal have been creeping in there. Arsenal have leapfrogged everyone. Man City have changed manager. Liverpool have changed managers. Carrick's in at Man United. They finished third. I wonder if we're going to get another Arsenal-Man United rivalry. I would love that as a Man United fan. I used to look back at that Arsenal team when I used to watch Man United Arsenal. I used to hate them. I used to hate Keown. I used to hate Vieira. Losing against Arsenal back then was like the worst thing in the world. I look back at that time with some great nostalgia now. And I want it to happen again. I want an Arsenal-Man United rivalry. I already really don't like the Arsenal team. I respect the Arsenal team for winning the league and what they've achieved. but I don't like them. I never have. And that dislike or hate is starting to return. And wouldn't it be great if Man United could be the team that challenged them next season? We'll wait and find out. I'm sure that's not going to happen. They've got too many good teams in the Premier League. But that's just me hoping. With that in mind, let's move on to the Champions League final. So PSG, if we go back 12 months when they played Inter Milan, they blew them out of the water. You know, Inter Milan had a strong defence going into that game. Everyone talked about it. Everyone thought it was going to be a kind of close affair, but it wasn't. It was the most one-sided final I think I've ever seen in my life. PSG were insanely good. They did what they did last year. They've done it again this year. They've grown into the season and they've got better and better and better at just the right time. But Arsenal have been the team that have found a way to win this year. They've had their little hiccups, they've recovered from their hiccups, and they've found wins when in previous seasons they probably wouldn't have, right? And let's face it, as much as I hate to admit it, Arsenal have been really good in Europe. I don't think we're going to see a repeat of a one-sided final. As much as I don't want Arsenal to win, I don't really want to see a repeat of their last year's final. I'd like to see a close affair. I'd like to see PSG win. But if Arsenal do go on to win, and I think they really could, I think if anyone's going to beat this PSG side, I think it might be this Arsenal team. So if they go on and do it, I've got to hold my hands up and say fair play to them. They've won the league and they've won the Champions League. But we're not yet there yet, Arsenal fans, all right? We're not there yet. Fingers, everything crossed that you won't... Oh my God, hopefully I don't get too much backlash for this. Well, if you win, I've exposed myself and give me as much backlash as you want. But hopefully you don't. With that in mind, let's have a look at the predictions. Predictions are really hard in this game. I do think if the team that scores first will win the game. I think if Arsenal score first, they've got such a good defence. If Arsenal score first, I think PSG will be forced out later in the game and Arsenal will get a second. So with a view to not sit on the fence, that's how I'm going to predict it. If Arsenal score first, I think they win 2-0. If PSG score first, I think it will be 1-1 and PSG to win on penalties. So there's my predictions. I got two predictions. It's a bit of a cop-out, I know, but it's too close. It's too close to call. And like I said, I've said it a lot this season. I don't think Arsenal play the best or the most aesthetic football in the world, but they certainly play effective football. And actually, I think when they go 1-0 up is when they are the most dangerous. So PSG need to be aware of that. They need to play well, attack well, but they need to defend well. But if they go 1-0 down, I do think it's Arsenal to lose them. But what do I know? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're enjoying the videos, don't forget to give them a like and please hit subscribe. Enjoy the game later. Come on, PSG.